So one thing that I messed up is that this calculation assumes the return is based on um, total sales, but it needs to be profits. It needs to be based on profits. So I had to build that in somehow, and profits will be probably only 20%. Which I don't know. I'm not sure how much profit a typical product gets, but it's at least if you assume 100% profit, um, if you assume 100% profit, then this is fine. If it only cost me $15 to make it, then out of $15 profit, St. Vince keeps $2, and then the rest of it goes out to a bunch of other people. Uh, which doesn't feel right. So that's another thing to think about. Still not. It's gonna go broke here. Um, Another thing too is I did a GPT research on tokenizing this. This would be considered security. So this model of tokens would be considered a security, and that's extremely scrutinized and expensive to launch. You'll need SEC registrations. You'll need to build smart contracts. You'll need to build and audit smart contracts. You'll need ongoing compliance. So 800K budget is going to be tight, apparently. So probably the first approach is it would not be tokenization. Plus, I'm not doing this anyways until it's like actually making some moves. But probably the first approach is a was it commission based sales team, sales and or equity team. So I bypass all that stuff anyways. Okay, so one thing I need to also figure out is, so you're not getting whatever percentage of the sales, and if you are, then it's not going to be up to 80%. It would be much less. Or I mean, it could be 80%. Huh. Now I gotta do some more calculations. Okay, here. So let's assume I gotta make a P&L now. P&L, sales. So sales inputs. Let's say price, units, and then COGS inputs. Cost per unit, R&D, and you have your gross profit, and then SG&A, selling general administrative costs, commissions, admin team. So fulfillment, I guess, like manager, I guess fulfillment, I guess customer service, I guess all in one staff does everything. Staff does everything. What else would there be? I could do this from home. Don't need an office. OpEx. So OpEx, administrative. OpEx would be like rent, facilities, etc. 0. And then EBITDA. All right, 30. Let's say this is going to be by month, monthly, and then annualized. How many units per month? If I get to like 500, 100. Let's see what 100 looks like. Price units. Cost per unit 15 for starters, I guess. R&D, monthly R&D cost 500, I guess. So it'll just be this times units. And it'll be that, this times 12. Gross profit. Maybe let's just give this a there. I don't need this line to be so thick. It need to be so thick here. There. Is that right? It's not right because I'm missing. There. Only 12,000. Ooh, I'm not going to make any money with this. Maybe R&D is a little too much. I don't think so. 500 a month in R&D. Cost per unit. Maybe $10. Make a little bit more. Commissions. So 20%. So if I did this, if I did 20% on all sales, it'll just be basic. Staff, US, and one more staff in the Philippines. PH. Let's say $5 per hour, and then someone here 30. So it'd be 35 hourly staff times 2080 divided by 12. $30 an hour would be 60K salary. I don't know if that is realistic. Okay, and then 20% on all commissions. Let's assume assume 50% of all sales are driven by commissions. That's pretty aggressive, but it's fine. 20% of that times 0.5. There. Bam, bam, bam. There's no way that's making any money. So assume PT for first year. Divided by 2 times 0.5. I'm gonna need to sell way more than that at that price. R&D is only $6,000 a year. I'm not selling anything else. It'll just be this right here. So sales. Bam, bam, no operating cost. This is basically it. And then where's the level? Don't really have it great in this one. It'll look like that. So because all this does not include, I mean, this is like a percentage of sales. It's way too much. Way too much. But I have to figure out like, I guess there's a new column here. Percentage of sales. Rev. Right. So if I assume 20% of sales, that eats pretty deeply into the margin though. What if I do 10% of sales? So it'd be this times, so it would basically look like that. And oops. It would be, you only get a piece of this, so it's not E4, it would be I4. There we go. So it'd be quite, that is a lot of months. That's years